What's the worst gift you have ever received? For my 10th birthday, I really wanted a fish. They got me a fish bowl, those decorative rocks and fish food, but no fish. They said I could just imagine there was a fish. Lumfeo. Better than getting a fish without a fish bowl. If only I could afford an award to give. Here, take your energy gold. Every year I get a gift basket from my dad and stepmom. It includes coffee from the clearance section of Ross, a bottle of wine, and lots of other clearance stuff from Ross. I don't drink. I can't drink coffee. I sound ungrateful, but I'd rather just get a card. They don't know me. Yeah. I feel ya. My dad tends to get me a shaver package and a set of aftershave and cologne every year. I'm very allergic to scents, so it's useless to me, but I appreciate the thought, because I don't think we'll ever get closer as a family unit. Sure, I could speak up. Perhaps I've done so already. I don't know. I think it's as good as I'll get, haha. That sucks. But then you have my sister, who is one of my best friends, give me high-end aftershave and the whole 9 yards. I haven't shaved in almost 3 years. Maybe my family is telling me something, lol. My ex-husband is a crap giver. No thought into gifts. No thought towards others at all. When we were still married, he once gave me a Macupe kit, although I never wore Macupe. I asked him why he got me Macupe, and he said the sales clerk said most women love Macupe. Do you even know me? Do you even see me? A year later, for my birthday, he gave me a snowboarding jacket. I don't ski or snowboard, but it could be a really warm winter jacket. I tried it on. It was enormous. I asked if we could exchange it for a size that fit me. He said no, the jacket was really for him, and I wasn't allowed to wear it. Some other memorable gifts from him include the stolen mattress that we did not need, a cell phone with a new line of service that he got in my name without my permission, and to which I received the bills to pay for it. Happy birthday to me. Other fun memories of him include the time I got a call from a Land Rover dealership that he had traded in my car for a brand new Land Rover, and I had hours to get my car to the dealership before they called the police. I encouraged them to call the police. The car was in my name only, awarded to me in the divorce, and the jobless prick they let drive a $60,000 car off the lot was not entitled to my vehicle. He called that afternoon telling me I was bish and had just ruined his week. Sorry, chief. Good that you're done with him. What an ass. It's been long enough now that I can laugh about the ridiculousness of it all. It wasn't so much the gift, it was the circumstances. I had some friends who were secretly trying to raise money to help me take care of my dying dad. They'd told a mutual friend of theirs about it, a very wealthy woman who was an attorney. So, on my birthday, she thought it would be appropriate to send me a woven bag as a gift, with a card in it detailing how I needed to not be a beggar. I needed to pull myself up by my bootstraps. I needed to stop asking people like her who were well off for money I hadn't. My friends had asked her to contribute to a fund they were making, and how I could eventually be a decent person and not such a poor. I received the gift during my birthday party and had a complete meltdown that ended up with sending everyone home. She knew I'd grown up homeless. She knew I'd struggled and was finally doing well enough to rent a house on my own. And I had a really good job. She just wanted to make a point. Oh my god. That's so awful. What a horrible thing to do to someone, especially on your birthday of all times. Screw her. You've probably overcame more now than she will in her entire life. A gift I gave them the year before. Wow, that's gotta hurt. That's why me and my wife have a list of who gave us what, so we can gift away the crap to different people. My dad once got me a boombox that could only be used in his room / stored in his room, that I also couldn't use without his permission. So basically he bought himself a boombox. My dad remarried, adopted her kids, and moved to another state. He was normally a very good gift giver, but one year he decided to buy a very expensive set of tools for me for Christmas, because I was 18 and going off into the world. Except that it was a gift for both myself and my brother to share, so it had to stay in that other state with my 8-year-old brother. I kinda shrugged it off. I assume it had something to do with my stepmom wanting things to be fair, since the tools were so expensive. Must have sucked to be an 8-year-old who got a bunch of tools to share that he was probably never allowed to touch when all he really wanted was a Pokemon game or something. I've never asked my brother about that. Gonna have to see if he remembers. Were you annoyed that he moved away and became a father to those kids? Did your stepmom treat you well? Is he still with her? My brother always brings this up every Christmas, but back when I was going through grades 1-4 US, back in the 90s, we would do a class gift exchange. It was one of those setups where everyone buys one present to put into a pile at the center of the room. Then numbers are drawn, and each kid gets the present that corresponds to the number they drew. So it was completely random what present you ended up with. Somehow I ended up getting a box of dominoes every freaking year. When I got the box of dominoes in 4th grade, I burst out crying. I still don't really know how to play dominoes. Looks like you've been hit with the domino effect. Orange flavored Tic Tacs. The only thing is they weren't orange anymore. My aunt had sucked on them all to get the orange flavoring off and put them back in the container. They were just a clump of stuck together white Tic Tacs. It was very confusing for 6-year-old me. What the frick? My ex-mother-in-law gave me a mason jar with the ingredients to make chocolate chip cookies in it, which was fine until my ex-sister-in-law, who had Down syndrome, chimes in. We got it at a garage sale. Who knows how old the ingredients were? We got it at a garage sale. Her saying that is a gift in itself. Yep, it sounds like your sil is the one who gave you a good gift that year. The gift of knowledge and understanding. My adopted mother kept track of how much money she spent raising me, and one Christmas, years after I had moved out, sent me a card with "I'm taking $500 off your debt to me for Christmas." Holy crap. That's terrible. Like WTF, who does that? Why would you adopt only to be a stingy bitch and pretend like you're taking on a huge burden? Please tell me you don't speak to her anymore. I haven't spoken to anyone in my adopted family for 7 years. The last thing I heard from them was around the time of my divorce, when they sent an email to my ex-wife saying, "Well, we aren't surprised." 3 nightgowns from my sister-in-law. All 3 were so big my husband and I could fit in them together. I tossed them. My mill gave me a nightgown, 1800s style, that covered the neck and went all the way to my toes for our Christmas as a married couple. I don't know if that was a message that she didn't want grandkids. Lol. Yeah. My mom gave my ex-wife one of those. It was flannel. My wife was like, WTF. But we were living by the beach at the time, and it was cold and foggy most nights, and my ex did warm up to it. My mom grew up in the snow belt around the Great Lakes, so maybe she knew what she was doing. I got a hair clip one year. It was a nice clip, made of metal, had pretty flowers on it, but still, it threw me off. It was Christmas one year, and my mom's side of the family always draws names. That way we only have to buy for one person. And usually we try to draw names 6 months in advance to give us plenty of time to either collect multiple items to give to this one person or to save up enough money to get them that one big thing. One year my uncle and I got each other. I made him this really amazing shadow box full of vintage pictures of him and his kids and all his favorite things that he loves to do. It looked really cool. I also got him this super cool vintage Roman helmet, and when you open it there is a felt lining that has a hole for a bottle of liquor and 4 smaller holes for 4 shot glasses. And I got him some nice liquor and some nice shot glasses to put inside of it as well. I was really excited whenever I gave it to him because I love giving awesome gifts, and then he handed me a small bag and I pulled out a hair clip. I tried really hard not to look deflated. I really don't even care about gifts that I get. I'd rather not get anything. But the build up that I had created by getting him this awesome gift just kind of went poof when I pulled out that hair clip. Did anyone say anything about this? I also want to know this. My extended family seem to forget how old I am, and I rarely receive age appropriate gifts. I'm 22 now, and they've since stopped giving me anything at all. I received multiple baggy velvet track pant sets from the ages of 11-16 for Christmas. On one occasion, my aunt from Puerto Rico sent me a singing Hannah Montana poster when I was 16 years old. By this time, the show had been off the air for a few years, so I don't even know how she found it. Got a Monster High Macube set at 18 by a random family member. It was a type of kit with chalky eyeshadows and lots of lip balms. I gave it to a friend's kid. My family does the same thing. They all give me gifts that would make more sense for 11-year-olds. I work in biology, and for some reason they all think that means I want hundreds of kids' chemistry sets and baking soda volcano kits. They are not even trying to be rude or patronizing. They just have not processed the fact that I'm an adult. They also think I'm obsessed with Harry Potter for some reason. I have not read Harry Potter since I was 13, but I'm absolutely drowning in merch for it. I have 3 copies of Hermione's wand. That reminds me of my ex who for some reason thought that I really liked owls. Almost every gift I got from him and his family involved owls, owl mugs, owl candles, WTF, an owl necklace, a weird framed picture of an owl, and owl earrings are some that I can remember. I guess owls are okay here and there, but come on, man. My birthday falls on Super Bowl Sunday. If it's on a Sunday, my family threw Super Bowl parties, but forgot my birthday a couple times. At least I got nachos and hot dogs. Still better than having a birthday so close to Christmas like me. So many 2-1 birthday/Christmas gifts from cheap family members. I'm currently pregnant with a due date right around Christmas. We are planning to exclusively celebrate half birthdays because we know every relative will think, oh, this is a Christmas and birthday present. But instead of being 2 full presents, it's 2 0.5 presents, which just equals disappointment. Think I've told this story on here before, but I have a phobia for apes, so chimpanzees, gorillas etc kind of freak me out. I don't wish any harm on them, I just find them a bit creepy for some reason. So my uncle gets me an ultra realistic baby gorilla doll that moves and makes sounds. I was in my 30s at the time. Just why uncles do that crap. A clock. Not just any old clock. This was a resin lighthouse clock with gold chains hanging down from it with seagulls attached to the chains. Every hour on the hour a loud foghorn went off, followed by seagulls cawing. The lighthouse also lit up. It was horrendous. The gift was from my grandmother, so I had to hang it up. She assumed that, since I had a picture of a lighthouse in my living room, that I needed all the lighthouses. About a month later it accidentally fell off the wall and broke. At least she put some thought into it. Could be the set menu dinner at a nice restaurant that my boyfriend surprised me with for my birthday, where literally every dish, except dessert, contained either seafood or meat. I was a vegetarian at the time and absolutely hate seafood, which my boyfriend knew, so that was weird. I figured he meant well and must have forgot or something, so I pretended to be fine with it and ordered the lamb, but asked for it to be cooked well done, thinking that might make it easier for me to eat. The chef said no, and my boyfriend told me not to be difficult and just eat what they made me. Then asked me 4 weeks afterward if I was still bragging to all my friends about the fancy dinner I got treated to on my birthday. No, I wasn't. Or could be the time my boyfriend bought me tickets to a Shakespeare play that I really wanted to see. He complained how much the tickets cost the whole week leading up to the play, $20 each, and kept saying how much he hated Shakespeare and didn't want to go. So I offered to go with a friend instead, and he called me ungrateful for wanting to give his ticket away when he's the one who had to pay for it. So the day comes, and I'm really excited, and he spends the entire time complaining about much Shakespeare sucks and he doesn't want to be there. At intermission he asked me if we could leave because he was bored. I felt like crying at this point because I was so miserable, so he agreed to stay but said that I owed him big time for this one. Needless to say, he's now an ex, and my husband is actually a great gift giver. He also attends Shakespeare with me every summer and loves it. What a horrible person. So glad you're not with him anymore. An anatomically correct mannequin from an upscale fashion store that went out of business. A college friend worked there and gave it to me as a gag gift, complete with many intimate articles of clothing to dress her up. There was no room for the mannequin except in the bedroom, and the girl I was dating at the time took a dim view of having it there. When a friend gifts you a mannequin, you're obligated to sneak it into that friend's house to scare them. Like, propped up in the shower, or tape a knife to its hand and stick it in a closet. Get creative. or place it outside of their kitchen window or something. Holy crap, this could be so much fun. My grandma was the queen of bad gifts because she would just give you whatever she had or something she had found at the store but completely related to her and not to the person receiving the gift. I got a few used by her nightgowns, books in English when I could understand English well yet as a kid, books to learn German when I was not learning German in any shape or form at school and already had to learn English and Italian for school. Brand pens, like the ones you get in hotels, old Macupe, old used bags or shoes she had found at the flea market, a tourist book about a city I had never been at. The list goes on and on. She was great though. Not a good person per se, but she made up for all the mistakes in her life by being a great grandma. Are we related? Cause it sounds like we had the same grandmother. Oh man. My husband gives the worst gifts. Our first year of dating I turned 21 and he got me nothing. Didn't even pay for my drinks. For my 22nd birthday he got me a huge fake diamond studded belt. Like think huge bedazzled cowgirl belt. I have never wanted to be a cowgirl. Never mentioned I wanted one. But for my birthday I got a belt. I think some people should just give gift cards. To be honest, I'd rather get a $15 gift card to Barnes & Noble from my grandma than another Bible for the 8th year. I know there isn't much thought to it, but at least you can end up with something you actually want. That's exactly how I feel about it. If you know you're not likely to be able to pick out a gift that the person will actually like, get them a gift card they can use to buy themselves something they'll actually appreciate having. I'd rather get gift cards than some crap I'm just gonna throw straight in the donate bin as soon as I can get away with it without offending you.